It's just actually crazy how maybe our human mind works, thinking that if you are facing hard times, somehow we think that this is the end of the world, you know? When I was at my lowest, that's when I started to get the push, started to figure out the ways, to go back up. If I was just in my comfort zone, I would have never thought about getting something better for myself. And you only start growing when you are pushed in the cold water.
Hi everyone, and welcome to the podcast Fly with Mel. I use this podcast to talk about all the personal development that we can get by living far from home. I tell some stories, but most of the time I invite people that I meet along the way to share their own. This podcast is an open door to the world because I truly believe that everyone you meet has something to teach you. So I invite you to take a seat and enjoy the flight. Hi everyone, so today I'm with my friend Ieva at the beach, and you may hear some background noise with the waves of the ocean, some birds, a bit of wind, but we hope you're gonna enjoy the conversation. Hi Ieva.
Hi, Melanie. Thank you for having me here. It's so exciting. And I hope that, you're all going to be enjoying my very first podcast.
I've met Ieva, I think 2 years ago here in Australia, and Ieva went through a big time last year during the lockdown. I was listening to her hard times, hard stories, and suddenly one day something happened, and it was just crazy. So we just thought that we should record that on the podcast to give a bit of hope to anyone who is struggling these days to find a job or to find the direction of your life. So we hope you're going to enjoy. So Ieva, tell us just a bit more about you so that the people can understand who you are. Where do you come from, and how long have you been here in Australia for?
As Melanie mentioned, so my name is Ieva. I am from Lithuania. I arrived to Australia 3 years ago now. And at the moment, what am I doing? I am working for IT company. I am UI designer, meaning I am designing applications like mobile apps, desktop solutions and tablet solutions, a bit of everything, and I really love it. I really enjoy it, and I'm so grateful every day that I got there. And it took so much effort, but it pays off. Like really, I'm so happy that I can. Yeah.
You can now be here and tell us all of this and how you got there, because you didn't start it at this company when you arrived in Australia. So
it was a long journey actually for me to get there. I had to go through many ups and many downs, maybe more downs than ups. But I'm so grateful that I didn't give up. And I don't know how, and I don't know who was telling me, like something inside me was just like telling me that don't stop, keep on doing what you're doing, and something good gonna happen. And it did. And everything happened because of a lockdown actually.
So it was in lockdown last year. So what did you do before doing your current job?
So before lockdown happened, I was working in hospitality. Did so many different jobs. So I was working as a waitress, and then as a hostess, as a receptionist, all those kind of jobs. And then but I was as well like happy. Like I am in Australia, and working in hospitality also, allows you to do everything you want. You have enough time to go to the beach. You have time traveling. And
you were working during the night?
I was working like in the evenings, and then so I had my daytime where I could enjoy all those outside activities. So I was like pretty kind of happy with my life, I guess, at that point. And then lockdown happened, and of course, like everybody, I lost my job. I stopped working, and I think it was February. Like 2 years ago, February, when I stopped working. And I am someone who is always working. So for me, not to have a job is something like, why you not working? Like, why you don't have a job? Like, I was always at work. Even like I remember when I first landed in Australia, in Sydney, I landed at 6 a.m. in the morning, And the same day, I came to the city and I got a job.
Wow.
The same day, just, the same day I managed to be employed, and I started working the next day. So yeah, I was just for me, it's just like maybe a part of the culture that's that you need to have income and that you need to work, because then otherwise what do you do? you know and that can be a good thing as well as a bad thing, because sometimes we just work for working rather than work because we enjoy working.
It's
You know
true.
what I mean.
Yeah.
So yeah, so okay, so let's just go back then to the topic. Is yeah, so I stopped working. Lockdown happened. I started to feel, my God, what have I done? Like in that past a year and a half, I just been enjoying sun and enjoying beach and just enjoying working simple jobs. And then I was like, oh my God, so hospitality is shut. So that means I'm not important anymore. I'm not needed anymore. I felt like, yeah, I cannot do anything. Like my skill set in Australia was all around
Yeah.
hospitality, and I was like, oh my God, no! I felt so bad because I was not that I didn't want to work. It was because that I was unable to find a job. I started to feel that I was disappointing my family. So my family is like my mom. She's amazing person. She has taught me so many beautiful things about life, and she has taught me to be always like wanting for better, trying to find your way, doing things that you want. And she was also like really like having so many hopes, I think, for me and for my sister, that that you're gonna go to uni, that you're gonna get a good job, that you're gonna be good. And then I just felt like I was disappointing my mom, my family, first of all. And then I was like, I don't want to be in this position. I just started to look for a way out. And yeah, so I just then started to look for what am I good at. I was like, it must be something. It must be something that I'm good at. And then I don't know, I just remember that I don't know, like long time ago, I enjoyed um, working on the laptop a lot. I enjoyed, creating things. And then I just started to think that, okay, so maybe I should be looking at in that kind of environment, in what's related with maybe graphics, what's related with laptop work. This is where I decided that maybe I should learn how to build websites. I don't know where that idea came from, but I just decided that I want to try. I just decided that I want to try to learn how to build a website.
So all of this, you were doing all of this research during lockdown by
Yeah.
yourself,
Yeah.
just like trying to
Yeah,
push
just by
yourself
yeah.
harder.
No, I remember just by myself in my room, like not having no job, and then I was having all this time, 24/7 in a day, and I was just like, okay, I need to do something with this time. It's crazy. No, finally, I am not working. I have all this time for myself. And I was like, okay, so maybe I should take this time for discovering. So who am I? What am I good at? What's my future? Should I go back home? Should I stay here and try to get a job? And then and all those thoughts started to come into my head, and I just started just learning the skills. And this is where I started to learn how to build websites. I don't know why websites, it just came into my mind like this, just that, okay. Let's do that.
Why not?
why
Okay.
why not, let's try. And then so I started watching a lot of YouTube videos on how to create your website. I even didn't have any idea on what's that website gonna be about. I just felt like I want to create a website. So I started like Googling and where to start, and then I discovered that one of the tools for building websites is WordPress. So then I started to learn how to use WordPress, and then I got so disappointed because I didn't like it. I didn't enjoy it at all because it's like so complex. If you want to create something, you have to create it based on code. Then I was thinking that maybe I should start from basics. Maybe then I should be learning how to code. so I can code my website the way I want it, not based on some templates that are offered from WordPress. So then I started to learn how to code. I got some online courses. Yeah, I paid a bit for them. It was a bit of an investment, especially when you're in a lockdown. You don't want to be spending money on some courses that you are not gonna be maybe enjoying anyways. So I did invest a bit in learning how to code, but then I got disappointed again as well because I just didn't pick up. It's just so hard. And then by keep on trying, by keep on still looking on YouTube, I saw that actually those developers, they have to follow some kind of design. And then I started to look at that side a bit more. I was like, so what is that, the design? Like, what is it like we are looking at? This is how I discovered UI design. This is how I discovered that for any developer to develop anything, we have to follow design. And this is where I started to think that, oh wow, this is actually so cool. Like I started to, I don't know, I really got into it. Yeah, again, I bought another set of online courses. Um, then I felt like, okay, cool. So now I am learning how to design applications, and then I decided that, okay, maybe then I should create my portfolio. That should help me to find a job. And then I don't know, like where all those ideas were coming from in my head. I just felt like I have to do it, and with no big reason why, because I was still, in my room by myself in the middle of a lockdown, not having a job and spending all of my time. Like really, I spent like more than 8 hours per day. Like the whole day was for me just like on creating my portfolio, learning skills, and learning how to design. Like, and then so many times I stopped myself thinking that, why you are doing that? Like, why? No, like you're not getting paid for that. You may not even get a job, in that field. Like, why am I doing it? Maybe I should be doing something else. Maybe, And then I was just doing it. I don't know why.
It's crazy. I mean, yeah, it's crazy how sometimes your intuition is guiding you
Yeah.
to do something.
Yeah, I was feeling it like yeah, that feeling was so intense, and I just could not do it. I just had to do it. I just did it. So I created my portfolio. I was so happy. I was ready to be employed. Like, I was seeing butterflies in my eyes. So like, yay! I know what I'm good at. I want to do it. And then, so I started applying for jobs. And then, Melanie, seriously, I think only maybe maybe I only had like 5 or 6 callbacks, phone interviews.
But
And
how many times did you apply?
yeah, I sent, I don't know, like, maybe not hundreds, like maybe, yeah, let's be like 50, something like this. I was sending my portfolio to,
Everyone in Sydney.
yeah, to almost everyone in Sydney. And I got only like 5 calls back, and all of them were, I don't know, not too excited about me, but we were simple conversations, and every time conversation would go to things like, oh, so what's your visa? And every time I would tell that I'm on student visa, I would just get rejected. I would just get rejected. It's crazy, Melanie. I felt like all this time that I spent on educating myself, learning new skills, has gone to nothing. I'm just feeling like, oh my God, so that's it. I tried, I failed, and what am I supposed to do next? And lockdown was going to an end, so I had to start working. I was not working for like 4 or 5 months, so I had to come back to work, and I was just like feeling so disappointed about myself, about Australia. What am I doing here? Why am I here? I cannot get a proper job, or maybe my skills are not good enough, my English is not good enough. I was just thinking that that's it. I was just thinking, what I only can do is just go back to hospitality. That's the only thing I'm good at. And yeah, so lockdown finished, and then yeah, I didn't find any UI job, so I had to come back to hospitality. Yeah, I got myself a job in a coffee shop.
Okay.
My God, Melanie, that coffee shop was like I don't want to say the worst thing in my life, but almost. My shifts would be starting at 7 a.m. and would finish at like 3 to in the afternoon. And yeah, it was winter, it was super cold. I was waking up at 6 a.m., leaving my house, traveling, getting cold, getting to work, putting on that massive big apron, cleaning tables, serving guests. I was just like so upset, like I was so down. I was just like thinking, oh my God, is that my life? Is that's it? That's what I'm gonna be doing for my whole life? I was really like wanting to cry like each morning that I had to go to work. That coffee shop was situated in the city, yeah. And the thing is, like, 99% of our guests were people from offices, like corporate. Yeah, everyone in suits and girls, like super nicely dressed up. And then and each morning I was serving them. Like each morning I would see and serve girls, coming from the office, dressed up super nicely, and I would be like looking at them, thinking, oh my God, that's what I want. I want to be, I want to be like that girl, like dressed up nicely, with her laptop in the bag. I was just looking at those people and thinking, why, why I cannot be there? I want to be there. I don't want to be, coming and asking what coffee you want. I want to be there. I want to come and have my meetings as well, like it's all as those people. And yeah, like, and I kept on seeing, those those people, and I just like kept on, I don't know, feeling bad and feeling motivated as well. That, damn it, how can I get there? How can I get there?
So, what happened that specific morning at the coffee? I remember you were working, and suddenly some guys came to the coffee shop. Can you just tell us what happened?
No, yeah, it's a very funny story. I think I will remember that day for the rest of my life. So yeah, so that day, one morning, so I was working in that coffee shop, serving guests, being a bit, being upset, as always. And then, two guests walked in our coffee shop. They were dressed, like super nicely in suits. So they ordered some coffees, and then I don't know why, but to wait, they came to stand next to me. So so it was then, imagine situation, like I was just standing, they were standing just like next to me, and I started to feel uncomfortable. And then I was like, oh, you know what? I just gonna then have conversation with them. I was just like asking some silly questions like, oh guys, good morning. What are you up to? Do you guys work around, or what do you do? Those kind of questions. We had like very short conversation. They told me that they work in IT, that they have IT company, that we do app development and stuff like that. And then I looked at them like, smiling. I was like, oh, really? No way. I was like, oh, you know what? I am actually starting as well in UI design. I have my portfolio. Um, I have my portfolio. I didn't have anything else to say because I didn't have any experience. So yeah, I just told them I have my portfolio. If you like, I can show it to you. And we were like, oh yeah, sure, just give us the link to your portfolio and we will have a look. They left. A couple of hours later, they came back. They walked up to me and they said, oh, we looked at your portfolio. We are really we're really interested in having a chat with you, and we invited to come in for an interview.
Wow, on the same day.
Yeah, on the same day. So I was like, oh my God, what's happening? What's happening? I was like, oh my God. I was just like so happy. I was feeling that maybe I will get a job, maybe, that's my way out. I was just like so excited. I had that interview with them, and it was, yeah, really simple and nice chat. And then we said, yeah, okay, so we're gonna give you a call by 5 p.m. The same day. I got home and I was like, oh my God, I was just like feeling, are we going to call me? Are they not going to call me? I remember it was like 6 p.m. I was like, okay, cool. So of course they're not going to call me. Of course, I'm not Australian. I don't have proper visa. Of course they're not gonna call me. I don't have experience. And they called me. They called me. It was like pretty late, like 6:30.
Okay.
They called me and they offered me a job. I was just so happy. I couldn't believe what's happening.
That's amazing, Eva, and I'm always amazed when you tell the story again and again. It's been like, I don't know, 10 times that I was listening to it. So you started in suddenly with them in design, coming from hospitality, coming from a hard lockdown, and like all the struggles that you had in your mind. How was it at the beginning to start suddenly to go to the office?
Yeah, it was actually a big life changer. Such a big shock as well. From the day one when I got offered the job in the office, I was coming feeling that I'm not worth it. I was just feeling that my God, how come they offered me a job? I was just thinking that anytime, any day, they can just come to me and say that, okay, Yava, it doesn't work, it doesn't work, and then yeah, goodbye. I was just feeling that I'm just not good enough, and feeling that there are so many more other people, that could do what I do much better, and that made me to give everything I can in those 8 hours, and I was, yeah, just doing all my best I could, to I don't know, to stop thinking like that, but that feeling actually never went away. Yeah, it never left.
It's like I think it's called the impostor syndrome.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, sometimes, yeah, I really feel like I'm an imposter. Like, yeah, and even until now, like it's been a year and a half since I work at the office, and I still feel like I'm not good enough. I just still have that feeling that I can do much more, that I can, be now, at home learning, doing research, getting more skills. Yeah, and I don't know where is that coming from. Maybe it's also because us foreigners, we have to prove that we are better than locals, and I think I'm still trying and I'm still proving to myself, and yeah, it's hard, but this is how I feel. This is how I think. It might be wrong, it might be right.
No, I can, I
But
can, I understand. I can relate as well. It's true that sometimes, because it's not our country, and we want to show that we have the skills as well. We want to prove a lot. We want to, so maybe we are a bit perfectionist sometimes, and we're pushing
true.
ourselves maybe hard, maybe harder than we should. And it's hard because we can have like this kind of negative thought to ourselves and tell ourselves we are not enough, we are not
Yeah.
doing enough, we are not,
Yeah.
we should do more and more and more.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, we are enough, and it's important, I think, to remind ourselves that whatever we're doing, it's always enough because we're pushing ourselves, we're trying stuff, we're always trying. And what you just did is just like educating yourself during a hard time, which is lockdown, by yourself, alone. It's just crazy to think about that when you reflect. It's just we are far away from home. We don't have the support of our family next to us. So just being able to wake up in the morning and do at least one thing, I think it's already enough. So well done, Eva, really.
Yeah, thank you, Melanie. It's very right. Maybe it's also a matter of letting yourself to think big, because I was never letting myself to think that I could be one of those people working in the office, having a good job, earning good money. I wasn't thinking that way before, And now I don't know, I think my thinking has changed a lot. And now I started, not only, to educate myself in my profession, but also started like looking at the podcasts, listening to listening to successful people, and that has really helped a lot for my personal growth.
Sometimes life is trying to throw us difficult times and hard situations. Maybe it's just to show us or to give us some messages, like you always have a light at the end of a hard time. I think if you keep faith, you keep hope, you keep trying, as you said before, ups and downs, you will have downs, but then you have to put yourself back up and put yourself back on track, because there is always the good times coming for you.
Yeah, I completely agree with you, Mel. It's just actually crazy how maybe our human mind works, thinking that if you are in a bad position, if you're in a bad situation, if you are facing hard times, somehow we think that this is the end of the world, Our mind just starts to tell us that, oh, you're not good enough. That's it. Your life is so bad. That's it. But now that I think about it, is that when I was at my lowest, like when I was like really thinking that this is it, I have hit the rock bottom. That's when I started to get the push, started to figure out the ways, to go back up. If I was just in my comfort zone, I would have never thought about getting something better for myself. I would maybe still be working in hospitality, because hospitality is like really safe. It was safe area for me. It was like, safe zone, and stepping out of it means losing a job and losing income. Looks like, lockdown had to happen, for to kick me out, because I was not super reluctant to leave it. And I'm so grateful for lockdown, because it really kicked me out and put me in the cold water. I had nothing. I lost my income, everything. Even didn't know where to start. But thanks to lockdown, actually, for opening my eyes, because otherwise I would probably just be in hospitality until today.
Yeah.
And I'm so grateful, for those all up and downs. So many things had to, to come in place for me to get that job in UI. Like so many times, like I got rejected plenty of times. I got rejected when I created my portfolio. I got rejected applying for jobs, and then I was back to hospitality. So it was for me like really, really hard time to go through. But that also didn't let me to stop wanting to get out.
Life is never punishing you. It's always showing you the way to step up. It's showing you that maybe you're ready to level up.
Exactly. So I think we should, appreciate more bad times, because always, after a bad time, there's gonna be good time. And if you are just always having good days, good time, that means you're not growing. You're not stepping out of your comfort zone, and you only start growing when you are pushed in the cold water. I think that's the only way you actually grow. Otherwise, if your days is just like happy days, that means you're not learning. And to learn, you have to be uncomfortable.
Thank you, Eva. It was a beautiful story. I hope it will give hope. I'm sure it will. Keep smiling, keep your faith, keep your motivation up. You're motivating me to think out of the box again and to throw myself out of my comfort zone. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Melanie. It was really amazing. Thank you so much. And then, thank you everyone for listening to my story. It was, very nice to share that.
Don't hesitate to share it if you liked it, and see you next time.
Thank you.